Yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. What's up with y'all, man? I'm just pulling up, you know what I'm saying? Seeing what's going on. I see Scoop B talking about Cam Thomas. I wanted to recap to that, react to that. Um, so I wanted to say I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, all of the content creators helping me build this page, all of the fans, you know what I mean? Really been going hard in the paint, you know what I mean? Um, that being said, shout to y'all, you know what I mean? We're gonna get into a few things. Um, one of the things is Scoop B. I kind of wanted to start with that. There's a few things I want to start with. I'm looking for the Scoop B content now. Because the other content, we definitely gonna get into that. I wanted to start with this. Wait a sec, wait a sec. He ain't put it on his page? What's crazy? Yeah, so I can't something. Oh, here you go. Okay. We finna get to it. Shout to Leaf, shout to Ice, shout to Brockwork. Yeah, man, you already know Nets fans is the best fans. We gonna get Scoop take on it. You know what I'm saying? See what Scoop talking about. Shout to Dane Berry Sports Highlights. Then I'm gonna recap it. I'm gonna throw a link in the chat. You gotta know that. That's only a fact.
This new CBA affected particularly the Nets. um, um, because we see they're a rebuilding team. They do have cap space, but at the same time, Cam Thomas is not re-signed.
Yeah.
Um, and there had been a few rumors on what the offer would have been last week. A lot of people thought it came in kind of low. Um, do you think that's is it indicative of how they feel about Cam Thomas going forward? Do you see him as a long term piece in New Jersey? I'm sorry, New Jersey, in Brooklyn.
Um. So to kind of break down your question a bit, one, I think you're seeing in the NBA at large, where there are three guys in particular, Jonathan Kuminga, Cam Thomas, as well as Josh Giddey, who believe that they deserve more what is being offered. And you're seeing it play out in real time. And I think Cam Thomas is in an interesting situation because I feel like the Nets are setting the mark. It seems as though the Nets are setting the mark. And in turn, a lot of that perception is being fed to some of my colleagues and then is being regurgitated. And whenever you say things enough and people hear it, they begin to believe it as fact. I know that to be true because as a reporter, enough people say you don't have sources, people believe that to be true based upon everybody saying it. It's a copycat league. Mm-hmm. So go back to your question about Cam Thomas. I think that
This is where I come in. This is where Big Fan Breezy has something to say that if everybody keeps saying something, y'all think that is true. It's not true that Cam Thomas isn't a. It's not true that Cam Thomas is a ball hog. It's not true that he only brings scoring. That's not true. What's really true is that when you feature him as the first or second option, you get the most out of him. When you don't try to make him take more 3-pointers and 2-pointers, you get the best out of him. This whole style of play and how we want to do things is taking more 3-pointers and 2-pointers. That's nasty work. You got your big man, your biggest guy on the floor. Everything is about taking the lowest percentage shot, and it's only 1 point difference. I remind you, it's only a 1 point difference. All you want to favor drive and kick offense so that way you can get to the open three. No, you don't become a threat to that guy to the corner three until whoever's driving the ball is a direct threat at attacking the basket. If they're not a direct threat at attacking the basket, then the defenders that's guarding the 3-point line on the corner, they're not scared at all. They don't have to cheat. They could play the passing lane and wait for the pass. The person that's supposed to be going to the paint is supposed to be aggressive. So my point is that yeah, y'all trying to make it seem like Cam Thomas don't fit in the drive and kick offense, but that's a lie too. Cam Thomas is the best jump shooter on our team right now. Only one that may rival with him is MPJ. So him being a ball hog is wrong. He's supposed to take the most shots on the team contingent on who the roster is. Also, he is a good defensive rebounding guard. You know, so I want to say that too, just to let y'all know that he brings more than just scoring the ball. You know, just because he's not an elite defender doesn't mean he should be, you know what I'm saying, frowned upon, because there's other players that can score the ball like a Cam Thomas, and they're not necessarily elite defenders neither. You feel what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, he's probably one of the best teammates for playmakers because he wants to score the ball. He's a shooting guard. All of this positionless basketball, EuroLeague basketball, I'm not jacking it. Stop going away from what we were. Like I said, the Brooklyn was playing basketball before the Nets even got to the Brooklyn to play basketball, to represent basketball. When you want to represent Brooklyn basketball, you're not representing taking more 3-pointers than 2-pointers. You're not representing going away from the midi. You're not representing not giving the big man the ball in the paint. You're not representing not playing physical on the defensive side of the ball. All of this finesse over power. Nah, y'all got to find a balance. It got to be a balance. But we're gonna continue though.
He's in a situation where people look at him as just a scorer, and I think there is more to his game than that. But the general consensus, I think, from the national audience is that he's just a scorer, and he's had 3 or 4 straight games where he scored 40 points. I also think Cam Thomas both benefited, and I think it was somewhat to his detriment as well, that he was drafted around the time that and played on a team where it was the rise of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant and James Harden, and then them ultimately being traded and exiting there. And I think sometimes there's a belief.
No. There wasn't no detriment. That was a bad coaching move. Steve Nash didn't know what he was doing. He could have played Cam Thomas with that roster. They didn't have to cut it into the minutes. You're not supposed to be exhausting the minutes just because they quote unquote superstars. That's what coaches do that don't know how to coach the game. They don't, and Steve Nash said somebody was in his way and he couldn't coach the game the way he wanted to coach the game. Maybe part of him wanting to coach the game is putting Cam Thomas in the game. Like, he's a better scorer than Joe Harris. He was a better scorer than everybody that was on that bench. So yeah, they made a mistake not utilizing Cam Thomas the way they were supposed to utilize Cam Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Javon Ship. Shout to Money Mike, you know what I'm saying? Shout to the whole chat. You know what I'm saying? Nets fans is the best fans. Send this to School B, man. Tell School B we on shit. We not playing around. Send this to all of the Cam Thomas fans that you know. Cam Thomas is probably one of the best. He's the best player on this team. And all of this attention going to all of these players that don't deserve it. The rookies do not deserve more attention than Cam Thomas as far as who's the number one option on this team. Y'all don't want to run the ball through Cam Thomas as an offense, try to downplay him and say he is second or third option. He ain't never been a first option. He was the third option behind Kyle Bridges and Cam Johnson. That's straight nasty work. And when Spencer was there, y'all already know how bad he got in that second stint. So again, he never really got no fair chance. And y'all want to be mad because I'm defending him because I won't let y'all, you know what I mean, talk crazy. I'd rather push back. I'd rather 1v20 y'all. I'll do that. Just so y'all understand that logically, no, some of that stuff don't add up. It really don't. When you think about roles in the NBA, you trying to tell me where the NBA is geared to scoring more points as of recent this decade. It's been about scoring more points. A person that's an elite scorer, a player that's an elite scorer isn't getting respected. But 3 and D players are getting respected, and like that defense better be. So if it's so who's really getting paid? The defenders in the NBA or the offensive players in the NBA? Or do you have to play both sides of the ball to get paid in the NBA? You know, Cam Thomas is not wrong for asking for the money or wanting the money. You know what I'm saying? The Brooklyn Nets franchise trying to put more attention on the rookies and MPJ, but the truth is that they should be highlighting Cam Thomas. He wasn't a bad player to put in the rotation when KD, Kyrie, and Harden was there, and he's not a bad player to put in the rotation right now. It's just facts.
Believe that just because those guys left, that's why he got that much. He scored those amount of points. I also think that the Nets post Kevin and Kai leaving has been an open market for guys to put up stats, and people wonder if that will materialize somewhere else. It's kind of like I remember Chris Humphries playing for the Nets. You talked about New Jersey. I remember Chris Humphries playing for the Nets in New Jersey and then matriculating over to Brooklyn. And he was putting up double stats in New Jersey. And then when Darren Williams, Joe Johnson, everybody came over, he had an abdominal strain. He was married to a Kardashian, and then you never heard from him again. I think sometimes, depending on the dynamics of a roster and who you add or subtract, will be contingent upon how a player plays. And I think that's what's been painted about Cam. I think the only difference with that is that Cam was well respected way before he came to Brooklyn, coming out of LSU. I just think he wasn't a top lottery pick. And so because he's not a name, people scratch their head and ask questions. And I think that for Cam, I think the Nets, for his style of play, is probably.
And another thing, highlight Carmelo Anthony. Send this to Carmelo Anthony. I'm gonna do my best. Hopefully the AI clip it up. I'm gonna send it to 7 p.m. Brooklyn. I want to know about Carmelo Anthony. Don't never shine no light on Cam Thomas. Both of them went to Oak Hill. You know what I'm saying? And Cam Thomas went to Oak Hill, and Carmelo Anthony went to Oak Hill. You know, I wonder why Cam Thomas don't never get no light. Why Cam Thomas can't get an interview on 7 p.m. Brooklyn? What's up? What's up, Carmelo? Why Carmelo? Why Cam Thomas can't get an interview on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn? You can't get that invite? Both of y'all went to Oak Hill. You can't really, you know what I mean? Kick it with him. Nobody in New York can make him feel warm. If he played for the Knicks, you'll do it. But if he played for the Brooklyn Nets, you won't do it. You from Brooklyn. You ain't from Manhattan. What's up? What up, Melo? What up, Carmelo? I can Big Fan Breezy and the Nets fans, because we the best fans, want to see what Cam Thomas, Carmelo Anthony interview. Can we get that on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn? What's going? Huh? Yo, chat, send this to Carmelo, yo. They both went to Oak Hill. We can't get an interview? It's like that. If he was a Knick player, we get an interview. Don't do it like that, Carmelo. Don't do us like that, Carmelo. You from Brooklyn, Carmelo. Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let us get that interview, man. It's all good, though. We're going to keep it going.
Probably the best spot. The problem is, I wonder if he's traded somewhere else in a sign and trade. I wonder if those skill sets will matriculate to another team. You know, there's been conversations from some of my colleagues about, you know, Cam potentially being traded to the Pistons in a sign and trade for Ivy out in Detroit, and I wonder what Cam in Detroit would look like. I'm concerned about just his market being devalued because enough people are saying it and counting it as fact. And I also think that the NBA at large is changing. In a world where we often have, in at least 20 years ago, have cheered on guys who score a ton of points, it's almost like the volume scorer is now looked down upon. And I wonder if that's signaling that we're going to more of a European style of game, and B, we're actually reverting back to what a point guard was supposed to be.
What is this European style of game? Why is it this whole thing about? I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I really don't get it, bro. I don't get it, bro. I really don't get it. Leaf, even if Melo from Baltimore, he both Cam Thomas and Carmelo Anthony went to Oak Hill Academy. You know, that's more of what I was saying then. That's more of the lesson, you know. But like I said, man, this shit ridiculous, man. This shit ridiculous. Again, we gonna keep it going. We gonna keep it going.
Meaning like John Stockton, and in today's modern times, Chris Paul. That skill set of play. Like I wonder if we're reverting back to that. And I also think Cam is in a similar situation, like is being put in a situation like a Lou Williams or Jamal Crawford as being a scorer for hire. And both Lou and Jamal Crawford have proven that they can start. But their specialty for their respective teams was coming off the bench. I also think that Cam is a bit undersized at the 2 position, and he's not a distributor at the point position. So he's kind of like in a tweener situation.
Nah, I disagree with that. He could play point if he want to run point. He could, but at the end of the day, y'all put the ball in his hands. You got to realize who's a better off-ball basketball player than Cam Thomas. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about on-ball and off-ball. Who else is crossing? Who else is slanting? Who else is making screens, setting screens, clean screens, getting, you know what I'm saying, finding spaces for the ball handler to avoid double teams? Which one of these players is playing better off-ball basketball than Cam Thomas? All of these narratives around Cam Thomas is wrong for the most part. And at the end of the day, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be the one here to clear it up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be the one to clear it up. Bro, he played the best off-ball basketball, bro. He do, bro. Who played better off-ball basketball than Cam Thomas on the team? Nobody. You know, and they making it seem like he can't come off the ball. You know, these narratives are wrong. You know what I'm saying? shout out to King Ribby, Ice, JDJ. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the old chat. We out shit, man. We out shit.
Like a Ben Gordon. But Ben Gordon was still effective. He just didn't have longevity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for the insights on those.
Yo, man, y'all see what it is, man. And at the end of the day, listen, man, I call it how I see it. And I don't really like how I'm not jacking how they making it seem this narrative where he could only score the ball, like he just get beat on defense. Like I say, he could close out and contest the 3-pointer a little better, but this whole undersized guard don't mean shit. Don't mean shit. Because there's nobody that could stop him, for one. And for two, he could pass the ball if necessary, you know, to further my point. Let me see if I'm right about what I said or if I'm wrong about what I said. Right? Let me see. Let's talk about it. Nice. Okay. Let's go to Carmelo Anthony. You know what I mean? Let's go to Carmelo Anthony. We're gonna skip that. We're gonna go to the okay. No, I thought they was gonna show this high school. Did it show high school? No. After one season at Syracuse. No. Career statistics. Early life. Did he talk about when he went to Oak Hill? Since commuted to Thompson, first 3 years of high school. Baltimore. Oh, he ain't go to Oak Hill? Okay. What did it say? Right here. Oak Hill. He said Anthony first thought of Virginia's Hargrave Military Academy, but after talking to Steve Smith, the head coach at basketball powerhouse Oak Hill Academy, he eventually transferred to Oak Hill Academy in Virginia. Okay. winner of the USA 2001 high school championship for his senior campaign. All right. During the summer of 2001, Anthony led the. Now, my point is that he went to Oak Hill Academy. See? Oak Hill Academy, right? Y'all see that, right? Let me just stick it to the facts, right? And you're not talking about Big Fan Breezy opinions right now, right? Just stick it to the facts. Now, let's go to Cam Thomas. What up, Quest One? Steady. Let's see. Okay. Seeing some for his junior says, okay, there you go. All right. I found it right here. It's for his junior season. For his junior season, he transferred to Oak Hill Academy, and where he joined Cole Anthony and Kofi Cockburn. That's his name, man. In one of the most talented teams in the country. Thomas averaged a team high 26.2 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game, leading his team. Let me show y'all this. I know it's high school, but nah, you part on at scout mode. Oh yeah, y'all be talking about college players and how they play in high school too. So this is what he did in high school. Let's talk about what he did in high school, huh? Let's talk about it. 31-5, right? He can't. This is what it says. This is not me saying this. Is this my words or is this me reading it verbatim from what I see in Wikipedia? Like, I ain't trying to speed y'all up. I'm trying to slow it down. I ain't trying to fast talk y'all like a city slicker. I'm telling y'all what it is. Thomas averaged a team high 26.2 points. You see the rebounds. Y'all see the assists, leading his team to 31, leading his team. I just want to keep it right there. You know. See, this is you either gonna like it or not. This is why y'all mad at me, man. Leading his team to a 31-5 record. Ice. Leading his team to a 31-5 record. Leading his team. He was the highest, scored the most points on his team. They let him run the offense and they were 31-5. If he was this guy, and you trying to tell me the roster that we got, he not supposed to lead this team? If he led this team to a 31-5 record, y'all be like, yo, Breezy, I won't even argue with you in my whole life again. But that's neither here nor there. But the point is this. 31-5 record is what they saying that he leading his team. This is how they worded it when we read it from Carmelo Anthony. They worded it a different way, but they explained it. Leading his team to a 31-5 record. They want to have a soliloquy about all of this other stuff, about this and that, and because of this and that, and the contracts and the 31-5 record. What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? Y'all was watching players in high school. This is what he did in high school. What are we talking about? I'm playing around, man. Apologies. I should have hit y'all with the elevator music. My fault. I'm about to throw the link in the chat. Hold up. Let me keep going. In July 2019, he was named Offensive Player of the Year at the Nike Elite Youth Basketball League, averaging 29.5 points per game. Like, bro, y'all trying to tell me Thomas averaged 31.5? Bro, 6 boards, probably defensive rebounds. Like, bro, Thomas posted 30 plus points in 9 games, including 2 40-point performances. He was scoring 2 40-point performances in high school. He led his team to the Tournament of Champions title where he was named Most Valuable Player. Thomas was selected to play in the Jordan Brand Classic. Stop playing with me. Is any of the players that we recruited, any of the players that y'all wish that we would have drafted, was they doing this in high school? Stop telling me that I'm overdoing it. It's stuff that y'all ignoring. I won't let y'all ignore. Y'all don't want to hear this part of the soliloquy, but it's a fact. Hold on, Zari. Hold it down. Hold it down. Y'all don't want to hear this? Y'all don't want to hear it? Y'all lucky, man. I swear, man. Y'all lucky, man. Y'all lucky, man. That's all I can say, man. Stop. Chill. What? Telling you, man. It's ridiculous, man. And all of this stuff, everybody will look. They want to look across the water, look across oceans before giving Cam Thomas a chance. They'll give everybody a chance before Cam Thomas, and y'all mad at me. Everybody don't want to give him a chance. I want to give him a chance, and y'all mad at me. Y'all get me mad. It's not me, it's them. Y'all just make me mad. Yo, what up, Ice?
Yo. You on one today.
Gotta be, man. Y'all too comfortable, man. These fans is too comfortable, man. Fans is too comfortable. Oh, it's about this and that. When really we just getting it together because we ain't get the player we really wanted. Let's keep it real. And at the end of the day, y'all want to give everybody else an opportunity to get busy before Cam Thomas. That shit nasty, bro. He deserved. He already scored in half of the players that was in front of him. It only made sense when Schroeder and when Schroeder and him were together. That was nice.
Yeah, you talking about scoring. You're not talking about better player, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like scoring, he got it, bro. Everybody know Cam got it for scoring, bro. That's not the problem. You heard what Scoop B says, right? He said 2 things, and it's true. What people view him as, where he's being pushed to, because of what people view him as, not who, you know what I'm saying, half the NBA or half the fans, like who people view him as an NBA player, as a 6th man, bro. That's where he's being pushed to. You know what I'm saying? It's not about we putting somebody over him. Is what, as watching Cam Thomas play basketball, fans see him even on my TikTok. They comment all the time. The dude is a 6th man, a shot chucker. That's what people see him as. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them that see him like that quite yet, but that's what majority of people think. You know what I mean? You gotta deal with majority of fans, Breezy, like the NBA fans. That's who they see him as. That's the problem.
Bro, what I'm saying is, okay, it's fair to say, bro, I'm watching more games than they are, in my opinion. And I'm not looking from a general consensus. I'm looking through my lens, and if anything, I'm more attentive than they are. I see how the Brooklyn Nets are running their offense. I see they go against the strengths. Jago and everybody else that's a playmaker on this team. They're not going against their strengths. They're player developed to their advantages. Huh? How about that? As soon as Cam Thomas coming to the league, oh, he's a shot chuck. He's taking all of these 3-pointers. Bro, they tell a player develop him to hit the 3-point shot. That's not how he even got to the league. He got to the league playing inside the 3-point line for the most part with the midi and getting to the basket. Facts. And I'm saying that to say the way they catering to these rookies is not the same way they did not do the same thing for Cam Thomas, and he earned his keep, and he should be the number one guy on this team right now. This season going forward should be the number one guy on this team.
You're looking at it backwards because what Cam came in with, they try to get him to do what they came in with, which is his problem, right? They came in with passing. They can't score like that. They can shoot a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But they got the dribble. They can get where they got to go. And they put Cam in the G, like I kept saying. They could try to get him to do his weakness was passing. You know what I'm saying? They try to get him to do that. So when these rookies come in, they're going to get these rookies to shoot and try to score because they could already pass the ball. They not, you know what I'm saying? They don't have that type game Cam has. They got to work to get there, but he already has that. Now he has to work backwards to get where they're at. Yeah, and that's the part you be missing. Like, yeah, he came in scoring, but they put him in the G because he couldn't pass. You know what I'm saying? You see, he averaged, you even said it, he averaged 3 assists. He averaged more rebounds than he did assists in high school.
What I'm saying, when they recruit players, you know about recruiting, bro. They recruited him to score the ball.
No, they recruited him because he could not to score the ball. They recruited him because he has a skill that they like, and could they build from there? The same thing they did with Nick Claxton. They recruited Nick because he was a shooting guard. They recruited Nick Claxton as a shooting guard. He's playing center. You know what I'm saying? That's not why they drafted him because he could score. That's not why they drafted him, bro. Are you serious?
Bro, what you mean? Listen, what I'm saying is, let's break it down. I am serious. And my thing is, if you're looking at a player for what he's doing in college and you see what he was doing in college, leading all rookies in points, for one, you trying to tell me, oh, I'm going to draft him so he could pass the ball and shoot the 3, even though that's not what he's doing while we watch him. So you're scouting him to do some different shit when he gets there. That don't make no sense.
Yes, because it's adding on to the rest of his game. That's what everybody has to. Damn near everybody's doing right now.
So why they not doing the same thing for Diego? They not saying, "Oh, we want him to be more of a scorer." I'm not hearing none of that.
Oh, they asking him to shoot more threes, and they asking him to no. Hold on, Breeze. They asking him to run point guard. They asking him to shoot more threes. They're asking him to facilitate, and they asking him to be on the wing. You know what I mean? So he's versatile. Cam is just scoring.
Go ahead.
You know, Cam is just scoring. Goop B said it too. He cannot play point guard. So he's already limiting himself to one position. You know what I'm saying? Yegor, you talking about Yegor, he's limiting himself. He put himself in a position where he can play 1 or the 3. He can shoot the 3 and he can pass the ball. When people see Cam, they see scoring only 2 guard. That's the problem with him. You know what I'm saying? That is exactly his problem. And the more you keep saying scoring, it's not like he can't do anything else. We know he's working to do more things. Scoop said the same thing, but what people see, he can't play point. He's limited to one position. All he do is score the ball from there, and he's growing slowly at that position. And that's what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about the rookie, they all...
Bro,
go ahead.
They always had a point guard next to him, bro. Bro, they always had a point. They had Ben Simmons next to him, point guard. You're not going to put him at the 2 guard. They had Schroeder. You're not going to put him at the 2 guard. You're going to put him at the point guard. They had Ed Sumner. They're not going to put him at the 2 guard. They're going to put him at the point guard, bro. They went to him for the 2 guard every time intentionally.
Because, Breeze, you know why? Because I just said he couldn't run. He couldn't pass the ball. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't run point guard. There's nowhere else to put him on the floor.
They not. What I'm saying is they not 2 guards, bro. None of those players I mentioned are 2 guards. They point guards.
And that's why that's why they trying to get away from that now. You see what I'm saying? They went that direction already. Now they try to move in another direction. Cam's still at the 2 guard. He never transitioned into it. Never got himself to where he could play a 1. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. Listen, we going to hold that thought. But let's put Leaf and Easy in motion, because another thing that Scoop B said was Euro style of play. I'm gonna pull it up, right? Read it so y'all can see what it is. And this whole thing of us having this quote unquote Euro style of play, like, what's the advantages? Because this shit is myth and legend at this point. Who won with this quote unquote Euro style of play, and why is it so much better than what we doing? Like I'm putting this shit to the test, man. Diamond test on this shit.
Yo,
Wait. Yeah,
I'm
hold
hot.
up.
I'm
Yeah, hold
hot.
up. You
I'm hot.
what? Yeah. You hot. Hold on, easy. You asked who won with the Euro style of play. That's
Nah,
what
he
your
Yeah.
question was.
Besides the Spurs, bro. Who's winning?
Besides,
Who's
I mean, can we throw Joker in that conversation? Can we throw Giannis in that conversation? Can we throw
Yo, am I muffled?
SGA in
Am I
there?
Giannis?
muffled?
No.
Am I good?
I give you
Yo, Leaf,
Joker,
I'm
but
muffled. Am I
Giannis,
good?
no.
Why not
No.
Giannis?
Just because he had Euro, because it was more of what Drew Holiday was doing, bro. It was more ISO ball. Like they needed Drew to be an offensive player. It wasn't necessarily because of the passing, bro. It wasn't like they was a pick and roll threat for real like that.
You know,
And they played
I
good together, but
understand
not
that,
in a
but
pick
I
and roll
mean,
threat. But hold on, I'm
and
gonna
the
let you
whole
see the
the whole point
context.
was cool.
The context is what it says Euro style of play is, not what I say it is. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull up the what it say, because my thing is they want to give Brooklyn a Euro style of play. Why you can't just play the Brooklyn way? Like
um,
what are you talking about?
but
Yo, I'm hot.
because
I'm hot
what
or am
we've
I
been
muffled?
doing ain't been working, bro. We trying to do something else.
I'm hot or am I muffled? I'm hot or am I
Yeah,
muffled?
nah, easy. You good? You good? Yeah, you could take a talk. Go ahead.
Okay. What's the Brooklyn way?
I'll
Going to getting 3 points, going to the paint. That and
That's the
one.
problem right there. That's the problem right there.
Nah,
The
it's
answer
not,
should
bro. Too
the
many three
the
pointers
answer
is the problem. Easy. That's a fact.
the
Too many
answer
three
should have
pointers is
been
the problem. Finesse, too much
the answer
finesse
I
and
the
mean,
answer
pretty
the answer
passing
the
is the
answer
problem.
the answer the answer the answer should have been whatever helps us win basketball games, not no
Come on, man.
specific type of play that y'all like to see, even though it might not lead to wins.
I'm
Like
talking
what
about styles
type
of
of
play, bro. I'm talking about winning. I'm talking about getting to the Baja. I'm talking about that's what I think the Brooklyn Nets need to
if
win.
that
that's
style of
I'm
play,
saying
basketball?
that
that
if this,
style
That's
of
hold on, let me
if
basketball.
finish.
that's
I'm talking, hold on, to be specific. I'm talking
Man,
about getting to the basket. I'm talking about point guards having handles to get inside of the 3 point line. 60-70% of your offense is ran inside the 3 point line, not the other way around. That's what I'm talking about. This whole Euro
we
style
don't
of
got the
play,
type of
trying to
team
find
for
it. Oh,
that.
listen, no, because at the end of the day, what's not being said is the Euro style of play is swinging the ball in motion until you find an open 3 point shot. I'm saying no. Don't always look for the 3 point shot as the first option. No, I'm
where are you
against
getting
it.
that from?
No,
Where are you getting
facts.
that from?
Wait, hold up. Who said that
I'm,
was the Euro
I'm
style?
all
Have
right,
you
bro.
watched the
So, so
Eurostyle? Have you
what's the
watched the
Euro style then,
Eurostyle
bro?
to know
What's
that?
the Euro style?
I'm not. I'm trying to
Wait,
figure
wait,
out
wait. Hold on,
myself,
Leaf.
bro.
Hold on,
I
Leaf.
mean, I
Hold on, Leaf. Hold on, Leaf. Hold on, Leaf. Have you watched the Eurostyle? Because you presented this topic to us. So have you watched the Euro League, my
that was
man?
my next question.
Nah, I don't watch the Euro
Yo,
League,
this
bro.
nigga here,
Yo,
man.
I don't watch
That
the
was
Euro
about to
League.
be my next question. Thank you,
Because
Easy,
my
for
thing
right.
is, look, the credit y'all give
cool.
the Euro
The
League is
man
the
just want to
best
go
teams in
off
the
for Cam
NBA.
Thomas,
Why?
bro.
Hold on. Why? No. But why y'all giving the best? Listen, why y'all giving the best teams the credit to the as like, oh, they play Euro style basketball. That's why they were the best teams in the NBA. That's what it sound like. That's what it sound like y'all doing.
I'm not. No, that's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just asking. I'm mostly
Yo,
just
Ice, you
asking
hear this?
questions.
You hear
I'm
that, right?
mostly just.
You hear that?
Hold on. Wait. I'm mostly just asking questions as to how we got to this point, realistically, and about the what the Euro style is. When I say a name and somebody that won a
The
championship, can we
interview, the
agree?
interview with School B. The interview with School B. He said that the Brooklyn Nets want to move it to a more Euro style of play. That's where the content is coming from.
He only saying that because we drafted international players, man. Fuck what that nigga saying, man. Look. I'm asking just on the
No,
course of history. Like I'm asking over the course of history. I'll take y'all word over Scoop any day. Fuck that. Like I'm like no disrespect to him, but like he do it for a living. But I'm not here for that. When in 2011, bro, when Dirk won Finals MVP, was that Euro style? When Joker won Finals MVP, was that Euro style? When Giannis won Finals MVP, is that Euro style? Like these niggas is only saying Euro style because of the players that we drafted. That's all. That's what they're saying. How we know the motherfuckers ain't gonna come up and the best version of these players is gonna be on some in the paint, right at the back, right in the paint and at the basket, 15 feet in type shit. How we know that? How do we don't know that? We
Now
gotta
hold
let
on,
these
but
we
hold
gotta
on,
let
but
these niggas develop. We trying to find a direction, bro. That's what we trying to
hold on,
do.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's actually break it down. Difference in style of play. One, team-oriented play versus individual brilliance. One of the most notable differences between European and American basketball is the emphasis on team play versus individual talent. European basketball prioritizes a team-oriented approach where ball movement, tactical plays, and collective effort and paramount are paramount. Coaches in Europe often emphasize the importance of each player's role within the system, leading to a more structured and disciplined style of play. Okay, this is I'm just reading it. Just let before we get to the rebuttals. In contrast, American basketball, particularly at the high school and college levels, often highlights individual athleticism and skill. The AAU Amateur Athletic Union circuit in the United States fosters a culture where standout performances and one-on-one abilities are celebrated. This focus on individual prowess is evident in the NBA, where players' scoring abilities and athletic feats are highly prized. So are they saying that Cam Thomas is an American basketball player and now European basketball players or style of play is valued more than what American basketball has to offer in the NBA? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm right. We're just gonna keep it going. Two, tactical complexity versus athleticism. European basketball is renowned for its tactical complexity. Teams in European leagues like the EuroLeague employ so sophisticated offensive sets and defensive schemes. Let me slow it down. All of this to me is insulting. It's basically saying we don't play with no IQ, and it's ridiculous. I disagree with that. I disagree that national basketball only doesn't represent high IQ. The
Yo,
triangle offense, shout to Chill, he said that. The triangle
yo,
offense, they created an offense, you know what I mean? Like,
Hey, yo,
here we
easy.
go.
yo, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, easy, bro. Cause I'm about to go to fuck off. Go ahead, bro.
Yo,
No, I'm about to pass you the rock to go to
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that pass in the
Nah,
dunk box, bro. Go ahead.
Yo, you
You
gonna
you
see
get
the
to the
pass.
lane. Go ahead.
You gonna see the pass, my nigga. So yo, are you telling me from the article that you read? 'Cause I didn't see nothing about NBA. I just saw AAU and college basketball. Are we about to throw a fit about AAU and college basketball right now? Is that what's about to happen?
No.
nah. Go. Continue with the soliloquy though. Go ahead. Nah. That's not what we doing. Go ahead though.
I'm just confused because when then reading what you read, I didn't really see an emphasis on 3-point shot. So
Me neither.
no NBA, no emphasis on 3-point shot. I'm
None.
just trying to figure out what's going on right here, my brother. I'm really trying to figure out what's going on right here. Leaf,
Also,
Now,
can you
also,
tell me what's
also,
going on
oh,
right
hold
here?
on. No, hold on. Again, it was not necessarily worded the way that I said it, but since we being specific, I'll get to that. When it comes down to the team-oriented approach with ball movement, they're making it seem like Cam Thomas can't play in the offense where there's ball movement or tactical plays. That is a lie. What I'm saying is, far as organized basketball and just raw talent, just give me the ball, I'm fitting the score next. No, bro, that's totally different. I know what it
I,
is to play organized basketball. I'm not saying I know how to play organized basketball like that, but to make it seem like the Euro League should only get easy to answer easy question to go around the panel to give credit to EuroLeague basketball for where there's ball movement and tactical plays and making it seem like that's not something that we do as well, like it's this or that. I disagree with. I
I
don't.
well,
I,
I
I think that the NBA deserves more credit for that. And on that note, I'm going to look and see what the best team in the Euro League has in the assist. What is their average assist as a league? And I'm going to contrast that to the NBA.
you
Since
can't see that's
we
your first
taking that.
problem, bro. Like going straight to the stats instead of watching the goddamn games. That's the first issue. That's you can't do that. You got to have your own gauge on this because one, they said AAU in college. Last time I checked, college was mostly ran in coaching sets. Duke runs a set. If I'm last time I checked, Michigan State, they run sets. They everything is ran by the coaches. Tom is a
Bruh,
reason why Tom Izzo and all of them niggas lasted a long time, bro. Like so the shit that you read, like
even
a
though,
lot
but
of it
no,
is bullshit.
in bold letters, they got European versus American basketball. So yeah, you could talk that, but if you don't read the article in bold white letters, it says American versus European versus American basketball. So don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Nah,
You
nah, nah.
see it right
I'm
there.
not pretending like y'all don't know what you talking about. But with all due respect, fuck the fucking article, bro. We gotta watch this shit on our own. Engage. What are we seeing? Can't nobody tell you about Cam Thomas. Why you letting somebody tell you about European basketball?
Bruh, I'm not telling you that I agree with it. I told you that I'm reading the content. You don't think that I believe what I read. Just like you can say something and I won't believe it. The same way. So case in point is I'm a moderator. I'm reading the content. I'm telling you I disagree with it. I don't know why you putting me in on the side where I agree with it in the first place. I never said that. I'm telling you I disagree with them giving the EuroLeague all that credit. I've seen the ball move in the NBA. And it wasn't just one-on-one domination. Yeah, it was some of that, but the wings changed that when the ABA merged
Huh?
with the NBA because of Dr. J.
Nah, I
So my
feel you.
point is that a lot of the credit that they give the Euro leagues, the ABA deserve. And that's because in the ABA, the wing was more important than the NBA's wing. The center was the most important thing to the NBA without the ABA. When the ABA merged with the NBA, that's when the wing became more important because of Dr. J.
Uh,
See now, but with them, nah, see with them breeds, and see with the European style, right? With their style is they don't necessarily need a star. They don't need two stars. They don't. That's not how they operate, and that's the difference right there. You know what I'm saying? They go with the whole team is their whole system. You know what I'm saying? And one person go down, they got somebody else that could do the same exact role. The other person just, you know what I'm saying, who got hurt, they got somebody fill that spot immediately. It's not Jason Tatum, Cam Thomas go down and like who the fuck we got. It's not that type of game. And that's where the difference is between the team and then US is like, okay, you got your Shaq, you got your Pennies, you got your T-Max. You know what I'm saying? You get stars from over there, but they don't operate the same style of play. They're not giving the ball to Luka every single time. He got somebody, he got 2, 3 people that can run down the court and start the offense and run it without him even touching the ball to it. You know what I'm saying? He might be the last one to touch the ball. You know what I'm saying? Now over here, he's touching the ball a million times. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference in style. They're not giving that credit. Is just the style of play is different. They don't have 3 seconds in the key. The paint is tighter. It's harder to play. Is harder defense over there because they don't got that much room to operate. Style is different. We got 3 seconds in the key. We don't go to the bigs no more. Everything is 3-point shooting in gnarly. Is you know what I'm saying? Is a different game. That's all it is. The style is
No,
just
I got
different.
you. Now we gonna. No, I'm just saying. Let me just get to the super chat real quick. We're gonna get right back to ice. We're gonna go around the panel. We still gotta go to Leaf and Easy. Sure. Shout out to Javon Ship. He said the super chat. He said ball movement doesn't work against good teams unless you are a real threat to score. Shea just won a ring and can barely pass. They won on defense. Now I'm not gonna pretend like I don't like Shea passing, but for the most part, they do have him score first, pass second, guard. That's fair to say. So shout out to Javon Ship. You on point. But I do think there is some ball movement. But to the point, they do have another shot creator in the Jalen Williams. That's a fact. Now, yeah, the defense is essential. And in these contrasts where we was looking at European basketball and you know what I'm saying, American basketball, they didn't say anything about the defensive side of the ball. I noticed that. I thought that was interesting to say. But easy man, what you got on this, man? How you feel about Javon Ship's super chat?
um, yo, real quick, Javon, if you can, you don't need to send a super chat, but can you just explain a little bit more? Because when you say ball movement doesn't work against good teams unless you're a real threat to score. Can you explain to me what a real threat to score means to you? Because at that point, that gets a little semantical and stuff like that. So I'd just like to know your understanding of it. But real quick, I
I
didn't
was
know we was
about to
about to.
slam dunk that shit, but I'll wait for you to finish.
Oh, yeah, oh hell yeah, my nigga. You already know I still got the rock for you. But yo, real quick, I didn't know we was about to go down this motherfucking rabbit hole and talk about the ABA and shit like that. I mean, that's a whole different type of discussion right there, my nigga. That's what we doing. But I mean, yeah, that's something different right there. But yo, Leaf, what does this mean right here? What does Javon shit
I could
I
explain
mean,
what it mean. I could explain what it means in most recent terms, bro. What I got from this comment is basically saying, bro, and now that he just so happened to put Shay in it. What he basically saying is, bro, good ball, the good ball movement that the Indiana Pacers displayed in this 7 game series, bro. Like had the shit would have still continued, bro. We might be looking at the Indiana Pacers as a championship team, not the Oklahoma City Thunder. So realistically, I mean, I get what he's saying, bro, and a lot of it is true. But at the same time, you basically got like we at the point where 5 dudes on the court got to be scoring threats. That's what we seen from the Indiana Pacers. That's one of the reasons why that series went 7 games. I honestly thought OKC was going to dominate. I was wrong, but they happened to
So
win.
what lineup they had was a scoring threat? What lineup they every five of them was also a scoring threat? What show me.
Miles Turner, scoring threat. Pascal Siakam, scoring threat. Tyrese Halliburton, scoring threat. Neesmith, scoring threat. Who they ran
Nembhard.
at? And Nimhard, scoring threat. These are all scoring threats. The reason why they scoring threats is because of the ball movement that they displayed. Because they had a mom and pop passer in Tyrese Halliburton. When he went down, that whole ball. Some of the most of the ball movement that they had with him in the lineup, it started to shorten up. If you go back to that game 7, go look at TJ McConnell when he scored like eight or nine straight layups. That's not how they play. They was on their way to winning it all, bruh. Had that mom and pop passing system still continued, because that's one of the few
Bro,
ways
hold
that you
on,
could beat a
bro, hold on,
defensive
bro,
team like
Real
bro,
OKC.
quick.
bro,
But
hold on, bro.
real quick.
Tell me
Bro,
I'm
come on,
lying.
man.
No,
Bro,
but real quick.
come on, bro. A mama pop passer, bro. That saying is older than the pennies in the grandmother's pocketbook, man. You gotta
No,
break
no,
that
no.
down, man. Explain to the chat where the mom and pop passer is,
A,
man.
a,
Then
mo- a,
that's
mo- a
then
mom a
you
mom
gotta
and
get
pop.
the ice too.
I'm gonna explain to it. Like I only said it. It's just my phrase of using it. My mom and pop passer is making sure everybody is in tune. Everybody is in rhythm. Everybody is in scoring threat, bro. But when Tyrese Halliburton is out there, that's what he displays all season long, all playoffs long. If you look at the combined scoring for that team, the entire playoffs, they had almost 8 dudes in double figures. They had 6 dudes in double figures, and I think 2 dudes off the bench that was averaging 9 or 8, close to 10 points. That's mom and pop passing system, bro. Like, and the way that they navigate the ball around. And this is one of the reasons why I said after this draft class, I think that we're going into the direction of how the Indiana Pacers play. We want constant ball
Listen,
movement, constant shooting.
but what I'm saying is, shout to Jelly, yo. He said leave cooking. What I'm saying is, I don't see why that's not this season. Everybody keep talking about Darren Peterson about next year, this and that. Why isn't the focus of forward like Boozer? You feel what I'm saying? Why isn't it a big man? Why go after all of these guards this year and then not focus on the big man next year? You feel what I mean? So again, I don't want to be long winded because I want to get the ice. We gotta go to ice then easy. My fault. Ice. I'm gonna bring back this super chat. Ball movement doesn't work against good teams unless you're a real threat to score. Shea just won a ring and can barely pass. They won on defense. How you feel about it?
The same way Leaf said it all right. That it works. You just gotta have the right players, the right guards, the right um settings for the team and the right movements for it to work. You know what I'm saying? Yo, ball movement always in basketball, right? Like this is what I'm saying about if you got a Kobe or you got Shaq, your ball movement ain't gonna be moving as much because you know they dominant players. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna do what they do. They're gonna swing passes. But when you like Halliburton and you know what I'm saying, you're not a you ain't really got a superstar on your team, then ball movement gotta work and everybody gotta be on the same page of understanding like, hey, once I drive, it's gotta move and kick it till we get the best shot, the best drive we can possibly get. So what Leaf is talking about is right. You just gotta have the right players to make it work. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick,
Yeah,
but
right. Easy.
hear my thing, right? Real quick, hear my thing. Because it's not a bad example as Leaf used, but I think he used an extreme because these are two teams that went to the finals. So at some point in time, you have to realize what they do has to be on an elite level at some type of level because they just went through the gauntlet. I want to use like a lesser team. Let's say like the Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons move the ball, get by everybody, try to get everybody involved, put the ball in their best player hand. Well, the ball handler hand, the guard hand. Most of the time, it's the best player. Cade getting people involved. Everybody is considered, I'll say, a real threat to score. What's the difference in my nigga Javon Ship comment? Because he'll say ball movement doesn't work against good teams unless you're a real threat to score. That team had everybody on the team. Everybody was a real threat to score in some type of level. Cade passed the ball. He
Yeah,
got work there.
that's what he's saying. He's saying unless you have people, your starting five that's in the game, unless if all of them passing the ball like that only works if all five can score. That's basically what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Against a good team, as long as you got five guys that's a scoring threat, moving the ball works. That's basically what he said. If you have somebody that doesn't necessarily not a scoring threat, he said it might not. He's basically saying it might not work as well as if you got all five guys that can score.
Um, I'll say this: if you do have somebody on the floor that only specializes in like one part of offense, like a 3 and D or something like that, pause. I'll just say this: like you got to move the pill regardless or not. So like the emphasis on ball movement, like me personally, like the ball should be moving regardless. So like there shouldn't be a higher emphasis unless you think somebody's holding the pill too long or taking too many shots. But then at that point, that's a whole different discussion than what we're talking about right here.
I feel like you throwing me another lie, bro.
Hold on.
Shit, take that
Chat,
shit, dump that.
chat. I want the chat. Y'all, I don't shout out to Javon Ship, and y'all know I appreciate the super chat. But I want to get a general consensus of Nets fans, and I want to ask y'all. I'm asking all of y'all. Far as championship rosters, even Wu Pig, you're a Thunder fan. They just won a championship. From your perspective, through your lens, how should we build our championship rosters? You know what I'm saying? Player one, you don't use your Nick fan lens. Use your Net fan lens. You know what I'm saying? Shout to the chat, W chat. Just give me your ideas on what y'all think or how y'all think the Brooklyn Nets should build a championship roster. I'm gonna wait to read those. But go ahead, chat, panel.
I,
I'm
I,
listening to you.
I feel like everybody is just throwing me lobs clean at the basket. Just finish this shit, Leaf. Why not do it, bro? If you look at all of the teams that made the finals in the past year that had versatile scoring, versatile ball movement, bro. And from 1 through 5, they had legitimate scoring threats. Nuggets, Celtics, Pacers, just the teams that could go on. Not no
But
disrespect
that's
to
not
OK.
easy to find, though, bro. That's not easy to find, though.
No. It's not easy to find, but at the same time, you have teams that are trying to find it. You don't draft a Danny Wolf, and not being in the direction to try to find it, bro. Like at somebody that could move from the 4 to the 5 in certain situations. Most of them, I look at the glass 75% full in terms of our draft picks just alone, and the rest of our team, I look at how it could fit. I look at us drafting 5 players that we can put in multiple spots on the court. Now, how that's going to work in the future, all the other pieces are going to have to come together. But I think we at least made an attempt to do something in terms of versatility. Now, when I look at teams like the Celtics, the Nuggets,
Hold on. I'm with you, bro. Let me before we get to the Celtics. I just want to get to the comments. Wu Pig, he said, I like the approach right now for Brooklyn. You got three guards for different styles of play. Now I agree. I think they in the culmination are looking for Jason Kidd,
Can we name the
Nolan
guards real quick?
Traore.
Can we name the guards real
Hold
quick?
on, Nolan Traore. He got the speed of Kid, I imagine. Ben Seraph and Diego Demen, they can rebound like a Jason Kidd. And I think pushing the pace, rebounding and pushing the pace is what they really asking for from Diego and Ben Seraph. And Nolan, he's not necessarily going to be the rebounder, but the game is give him the ball first for him to push the pace. If we can't find that fast break offense, then we'll go into our set. But we attack on offense as soon as we got 24 seconds on the shot clock. And all three of those players represent that. So shout out to Wu Pig. I see what you're talking about. Go ahead, Dolly.
Yeah. So what I was saying, bro, getting back to the more versatile or offensive type of teams. I look at the Nuggets when they won. I look at the Celtics when they won, and I look at Indiana when they just had went into 7 games. Let's be for real about what we just seen in the past year. OKC realistically was an anomaly. They defense, everything that Joe Vaughn said about their defense was probably one of the sole reasons why they won in the first place.
No,
And
no,
they, and they
hold on.
So so
Hold on. Let me be specific with Leaf real quick. One of the reasons why I feel like the Thunder won that, one far as their defense, to be specific, is because of how well they defended the 3-point line. In the NBA, in the
true.
modern NBA, you could win and lose because of that 3-point line. I've seen it happen to us, and I'm saying that to say that they defended the 3-point line, and that's why their defense was so elite. But go ahead, though.
I mean, you're not wrong right there, but when we talking about this OKC team, I mean, you're not wrong right there, but there's a lot of great things they did. So I can't just nail it to 3-point line. Like they took away transition completely from some teams. They automatic like every time you got in a half court set, you always almost like every 2 possessions you turned the rock over. You could never get your offense in the groove. Like they did a lot of great things. You're not wrong right there, but I can't nail that team to like one great thing if they excelled at multiple great things. But my question is real quick is because all right, you said this team is an anomaly. From what the production they put up is an anomaly. I don't think this team's an anomaly because they drafted J Dub. I'm just talking about they all NBA defensive niggas. They drafted J Dub. They drafted Chet. They drafted Casey Wallace. They got Alex Caruso from free agency, and they got Hartenstein from free agency. So, I mean, more times than not, that's how you construct a team, right?
Yeah.
Nah, I feel you. I'm just what you got on that, Ice?
No, I'm good. I was agreeing with you, what you just said. That's how you can trust the team. Oh, but I was gonna say the reason why you look for like in when you talk about Darren Peterson, AJ, and Cam, right? When you talk about those guys are still like possibility of being star, but when you draft, you want to upgrade players. You know what I'm saying? That's why you always look forward. Even if Cam is still here, if Cam is not here, like you know what I'm saying? You want to if you can upgrade, you upgrade. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. That's you know what I'm saying?
No,
That's
but
just
why you can but why prioritize an upgrade for something you don't got? And if you get somebody like Cam Booster, you got somebody that's going to score. And so they said he Paulo 2.0.
yeah,
That's
basically.
what I heard about him, bro.
Yeah, and we don't have that. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that. We don't have an AJ. You know what I'm saying? And neither do we have a Darren Peterson. We don't have that either. Cam not like Darren. They different. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
Yeah,
hold on, hold
So
on,
hold
hold
on.
on,
So what
Ice.
you doing with Diego if you get Darren Peterson?
yeah, Gore can play the wing, bro. He's
Wait,
versatile.
hold on, Ice, hold on. Don't answer that question because it
Don't
always gotta be
come
an
on.
either or with Breeze. It can't be like both of them could be on the court at the same time. Wait, hold on, real quick. Breeze, you don't have that much faith in the next draft?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying why y'all keep. We got one draft pick next season. That's it. Easy. One.
That's all
It's
you
ours.
need.
What I'm saying is they still talking about getting a guard. So it's not me. It's them. Ask them. Do they believe in the guards on this team? Because last I checked, Darren Peterson is a guard. And it ain't all about replacing Cam Thomas. Believe you me. Because if we would have got Jeremiah Fierce or Dylan Harper, y'all wouldn't be singing that same song.
Yeah, you would. If Darren is on the board, you still take him. Because, like I said, right now, his comp, the comp that I gave was Penny Hardaway, bro. We don't have another Penny Hardaway. You know what I'm saying? He might be the second coming close to Penny. They talking about the best since Kobe from high school. Like, he's a different type of player, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's different. So if he's on the board, you take him. If you can get him, you take him because you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have it. AJ and Cam, you don't have it. We don't have none of them. Cam Boozer. That's why you take it. It's not necessarily about the position. It's about the dude. You know what I'm saying? The guy himself. If you have someone on your team like a Ben Saroff, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like he might be the odd man out. Just somebody's gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. When building a championship roster, who stays and who goes? Because my thing is, we do have to see. Don't count Cam Thomas out. We ain't even see them play basketball yet. Y'all keep talking about how Cam Thomas don't fit. I disagree. He played next to KD, Kyrie, Harden, Ed Sumner, DDJ. He fits with players that were quote unquote better than him or quote unquote that he's better than. And he's always did what he does. So a player being consistent at what they do, how could they bat an eye and scoff at it? Is my question. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so again, I am anxious to see basketball happen. You feel what I mean? I'm anxious. But I just wanted to get to the teams that had the best defense. They got the Pistons up here. They got the Pistons twice. And I'm just saying that to say defense do win championships. You do have to kind of prioritize the defensive side of the ball. And the perimeter defense is, you know what I'm saying, important. That's why when y'all critique Cam Thomas, I say, he got to close out on the 3-point line better. But not, you know what I mean, to the extent where I just look at him as
more than that, bro.
Real quick, bro. You got to do more than that. Real quick, I'm gonna tell you what Darren Peterson averaged: 30 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals per game. That's what he averaged.
Say that again.
30 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 assists per game. 2 steals per game. 7 assists, 2 steals per game.
Oh, that's what Darren Peterson averaged in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, he sound like, you know what I mean, one-on-ones. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, cause Ice, cause he heard that 30 points, he got hyped as shit. Oh my god, 30 points, yo, this.
Nah, it's not just the 30 points. The 7 boards, 7 assists is impressive, but the 30 points shows that, you know what I'm saying. That's.
Yeah, he shot 50% from the field and 86% from the free throw line.
Okay.
I remember Royce O'Neal used
to be. What was it from the free throw line? 86%.
86%, yeah.
I remember Royce O'Neal used to be on this team. He used to be getting like 6 boards and like 7 assists sometimes, and this nigga used to be killing him. So I ain't trying to hear all that rebound and assist shit. He heard exactly 30 points per game and got hyped. Ice, you know that too, bro. He heard 30 points per game and said, "Oh shit, yeah, he might be a little tough right there, yo."
That's like, for instance, before I started doing this content, and I could see it in my oldest videos, bro. I used to talk about Karis LeVert, and I even, you know what I mean, said that the reason why I like Karis LeVert is because he was kind of like what Bruce Brown brought to the team before Bruce Brown got here. You know what I'm saying? If y'all remember Karis LeVert, but he would sometimes show you, that he could be a facilitator. Or sometimes he show you that he could score. You didn't really know what Karis was going to be, and it was exciting to see him being player developed with Kenny Atkinson and his coaching staff. But shout out to Jordy Fernandez and their coaching staff. They definitely good at player development, and I expect, if I could get 7 boards from Yegor, 7 assists from Yegor, I don't expect 30 points. But I do expect 14. If I could get 14, 7, and 7 from Yegor, we won in this year's draft. That's a fact.
14, 7, and 7?
Yeah, what's so crazy about that?
I'm gonna need you to drop them rebounding and assist numbers. I'm not gonna hold you.
So what?
You out of 4 or 5, I ain't gonna hold you. Maybe 3. You
5 is
wild.
good too. 5, we still won. If he got 5, we won. If he got
I'm
4,
going.
yeah, he can't play develop, we won. But 4, I
I'm
can't
going to 3.
accept nothing less than 4. I need more than 4.
Why?
First year, because my thing is the way he's gonna get assists easily is playing inside of the 3-point line. If you make the offense 70% inside the 3-point line, he'll get the assists that I'm asking for. He could get 5, 6, 7 assists. Get 6, 7 assists. But if you try to make all of the offense more so ran and we score or not contingent on the 3-point line, he's gonna have 3, 4 assists. The more our offense should be ran inside the 3-point line, and I'm looking for Jordy Fernandez to do that this season, especially with guards that are 6'5". You feel what I'm saying? Why are you going to get a tall guard for if he can't take advantage of the mismatches? Matter of fact, I want to see Diego and Ben Sarab be able to play some post, play some post. You know what I mean? You should be able to throw a guard on the post. Find a mismatch, throw a guard on the post. You should be able to work inside out. You should be able to put Ben Saraf and Diego on the floor at the same time. So Diego could knock down the threes, put Ben Saraf in the post for the mismatch, and then find
Yo,
Diego for screen or
I'm not.
something.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You might. You can even do it right now if you want to, my nigga. But you really gonna have to explain to me like what kind of offense you want us to run, my nigga. Because I ain't gonna hold you like. You be throwing me for a loop sometime, my nigga. Like, I don't know what's going on, son. Like, how much shit you
I
want us to
want
run?
I'm watching that, bro. I'm watching offenses. First and foremost, Vince Rafael, they gotta be good defensive rebounders and gotta push the pace second. First and second thing they gotta do before they do any half court offenses, drawing up the chart in the board, drawing up the X's and O's. Before all of that's happening, before the first thing they gotta do is become good enough defenders where they box out and don't let who they're guarding on defense get the offensive rebound. They get the defensive rebound and push the pace from there. Ben Saraf and Diego Demin, that is their, in my opinion, what they should prioritize and play at development. That's a fact. And that being said, Nolan, get him the rebound. Don't expect him to rebound because of his size, realistically. Don't put him in a situation where he jumping with trees. No. You get the rebound and you pass it to Nolan Treyarch. You let him run and see if he could get some offense, if we could get some offense before we set up a play. That's what I expect from those 3 players. From Danny Wolf, I expect him to shoot the 3. I think that's what Jordy Fernandez is going to do. That's what I expect. Drake Powell, I expect them to feature him as a POA defender. I expect him to be a Jordy Fernandez kind of a play. That's what I expect from these players, bro. That's exactly what I expect. And Ben Saraf and Diego, yeah, I expect them to have some post play. Nothing ridiculous, but they should be able to, you know what I mean, throw a mismatch on the post and do work. Well, I mean, y'all think my expectations is asking too much? What you think, S Scout Mo? Shout out to S Scout Mo, man. S Scout Mo, man. Throw your link in the chat, S Scout Mo. But talk this, S
Alright.
Scout. Well, do you think that's fair for Big Fan Breezy to ask?
What for the to focus on the what you were saying that Trayor ask Trayor not to rebound and focus on
Don't have him rebound. Don't have him jumping with the trees. Like just somebody get the rebound and then he's the first one off the bounce trying to push it down court. You
yeah
find
yeah
as soon as you grab the rebound, you find no one.
yeah that's the job for him to run the floor. You know what I'm saying? If he's the fastest down the court, then you know what I'm saying. There's no sometimes he's gonna rebound, but you know what I'm saying. Most of the time you're looking for him an outlet because he's gonna beat people down the court all the time, bro. It's gonna be a fact. You know what I'm saying? He gonna look like a track star. So yeah, that ain't too much to ask. He run the outlet. He get the outlet pass. You know what I mean?
But do you see why Nolan? Do you see why Vince Rapp and Diego being good rebounders is so important for their play development? You feel what I'm saying? Think about how much they can build their confidence up by just being good rebounders on defense. Defensive rebounds. They play good defense. They get the defensive rebound, and then they push the pace from there.
Oh yeah,
They can develop really fast if they learn that part first.
I know. So Raph, his team plays like that. He rebounds. He gets a decent amount of rebounds, and he pushes the pace over there, and he would throw it ahead. So that's how they played. That's how he played on his team with Noah Senge. So they play like that. And so did Yeager. He played like that too. You know what I'm saying? Because he played off ball a lot of times. So they do the same thing. They give it to him like right before half court and let him run up and let him make the decisions from there. You know what I'm saying?
I think
So
not to cut you off, bro, but I think the plan is to have multiple passers and multiple creators on the team and multiple like screen navigators. You know what I'm saying? Like Nolan Trayor, bro. Like I mean, he'll probably use the screen, but I don't think he really need much of it if he get a right mismatch. Yegor the same way. Danny Wolf. If he gets somebody in the dunk box with him, bro, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's somebody to play pick and roll and get to dunk box with him. He could do that all day. So I mean, I think what they're looking for is like basically chain passers. You know what I'm saying? Like connectors on the offensive end, and then the defensive end more self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, well, our best defender down the line could probably be a wing, probably be a two or somebody that's going to be at the 2 or the 3. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the future lies for Claxton on this team. To be honest with you, bro, like I don't know, man. Like it seemed like they want to go into the direction of chain link passers. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that seemed more like a good direction to go to at least start for like a rebuilding team. You know, we just got to see how it's gonna work and all connect together.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I like you could say chain link passes. I just think they just wanted everybody that could be versatile and could pass the rock. I think they overthought it.
I don't know. Easy. I mean, maybe they did. I'm like, maybe they looking
They
for a lot of
overthought
the.
the plan. They overthought they plan over the talent that was in front of them. In my opinion,
That could be, but I don't think that's. I don't. I think when you got guys that's willing to share the ball, you just got to find the right spots to put them. You know, on the team. From like if you running a 1 to 9 man rotation or you wanted the 10 man
but you
rotation.
can't tell me if you draft a wing, you like that nigga can't pass. Like what were you saying? Like the whole life that nigga never passed the ball. So like if you focus on people that could pass, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be some people that pass the ball and have an IQ for the game better than others. But you're not gonna tell me, oh yeah, all the people that we drafted, yeah, they passed the ball on significantly high level. That's why we went with our plan. That's why we didn't draft this wing guy over here or this other big man over here. Like you can't just tell me that. I think you overthought the plan instead of looking at the talent in front of you. Like, nah, if you had if when you had your pick, when you start having your picks and you're looking at your draft board, you look at the plan instead of the people.
well, I think that's what they did. They went with it because even going back and watching the dude who does all the drafting, even with Saraf, he said Saraf was the best off the dribble, off the bounce passer in this draft, hands down, basically. You know what I'm saying? So his passing off the dribble was, you know what I'm saying, top of the line at, and that's what they went with. Yegor, best vision, you know what I'm saying? Saraf, best passer off the bounce. Um, Danny Wolf, best big man, basically best big man connector. There's nobody. They said there's nobody that size. You seen it in the video. There's nobody that size that passes like Danny in this draft. You know what I mean? So they went for different types of style of passing. But all they do is we got 10. Even Drake can pass. You know what I'm saying? He don't pass like them. He got the IQ and he drop off. He'll swing the ball. He'll create for himself and others. But you know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't think it's to the level of Danny's and Sarab and Yegor's. You know what I'm saying? They all can move the ball, bro. So that's what they went with. IQ.
Okay, so let's on that note. My thing is they gotta be looking for 26, 27, north of 26, 27 assists a game. You know, for you to put so much emphasis on playmakers and passing, you know, the goal should be 31 assists a game. I'm just saying, with them being rookies and all, I don't expect that. I don't want to take it there because there is player development to just get 31 assists a game. It's not easy to get 31 assists a game. But I think 26, 27, yeah. Yeah, if y'all want to put all this emphasis on that and you're going to have a whole 82 game season, by the end of the season, I want to see us averaging 27 assists for sure. I don't know how that's going to be divvied up between Ben Sarav, Nolan Traore, and Diego Demand. It'd be nice if it was divvied up Nolan Traore with 4 assists. And they just divvy it up in a way where it's not one player dominating with assists. We, like you said, we get Wolf in a situation. He's seen Sabonis play. He's seen Jokic play. Maybe we get Wolf with 4 assists. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe we get Drake Powell with 2, 3 assists. You feel what I'm saying? Drake Powell get 3 assists. I might come up on a parlay. Nah, I
Can
mean,
can
I'm just saying, man.
can
It,
somebody
it,
can somebody look up last season and see where 27 assists per game for a team rank in the NBA? Can somebody do that real quick?
that's league average. That's league average.
Where does that rank in the NBA though?
I'm gonna look for the content.
Amongst teams. I think 27 assists per game for this team is a lot. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hold
That's a
on.
lot.
Before I look for the content and find the content, I'm a you know what I'm saying, change lanes real quick, and it's kind of gonna get into a part of what else we just I'm reacting and recapping other stuff that happens. You know what I mean? So I wanted to have this conversation though. Shout out to the
This
whole
is the
panel.
JVP. This is JVP.
What?
Joe Budden podcast. Oh no, this 7 p.m. This 7 p.m. Oh shit.
This 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
My
All
fault.
right, hold on. We gonna listen to the content. We gonna react to it.
It evolved through all the eras, man. Like last summer, a good friend of ours, Coach Chauncey Billups, mentioned a player posting his highlights at halftime, and we've seen guys checking their phones during the games. We're gonna watch this clip right here.
I had a kid, dog, at halftime. Now you know we rebuilding, right? We in New Orleans. I ain't even gonna say the kid name.
Yeah.
We're down like 18 at the half. He had a nasty dunk. We coming out for the third quarter. This motherfucker done posted his dunk on his joint.
Stop it.
At halftime. At halftime,
Hey,
bro, we down 18.
You gotta optimize those numbers.
Man, I grind his ass up, man.
So, what's the biggest difference you've noticed in players today compared to when you came in the league in 09?
That for one.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers getting on their phone. So worried about what's on their phone, what somebody say. Even to this point, I seen a motherfucker put his name in the Twitter search to see what they were saying.
Oh, man.
Damn, that's crazy.
Somebody who's
Now, my point is that it's a lot to ask for a young team to block out the outside noise when this is what's happening in the NBA before they even got drafted. You feel what I'm saying? We need players to be focused on basketball because the media can spin you away where you're not focused on what's going on with your teammates. You focus on what the internet is saying about you. If y'all want to talk about high character, that's high character. So that's me, but a short soliloquy. We're gonna go to Ice, and then go around the panel. What you thought about what he said, Ice?
Halftime, they unfocused. You know what I'm saying? That's the new era. But you know what I'm saying? When you got veterans and stuff like that on your team, you supposed to be locked in. You know what I'm saying? You down. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get motivated. You ain't like, all right, we down and let me go in the locker room and just chill. You know what I'm saying? Like scroll real quick. You know what I'm saying? But I did hear Steph say, and it's Steph say he does that. He looks at it for like 2 minutes to see, you know what I'm saying, people talking trash about him, use that for motivation. And he go out there and, you know what I'm saying, burn some shit up, you know what I'm saying? Differently. But it's Steph, you know what I'm saying? He done his job in the league for a long time. That's how you get his motivation. But everybody else, you got, you know what I'm saying? You got to figure it out while you're sitting in there and now you on your phone and shit.
All right. What you got on this, Easy? How you feel about it?
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that been a thing. So I don't even know. I mean, it probably got emphasized because social media and technology is up to a different level than where it was before. But that always been a thing. So I mean, yeah, I feel him, but like that always been a thing. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you to at the same time. Like you can't expect young kids on a whole team full of young kids to be on some vet or grown man shit. Even then, just like how Ice even just gave an example, even the grown niggas is doing that same type of shit sometimes. So like you can't expect them to be like if you're a person that you're not gonna look on your phone when you're not like when you're not in the game, that's cool. But like these young niggas, even some old niggas and vets gonna do that same thing. So I mean, if you got a problem with it, I ain't gonna really like fight you for it. Like if that's your pet peeve, then it is what it is. But I mean, real quick, I just want to focus on the Portland situation. Like I like Chauncey, I ain't gonna hold you. You can't expect them young niggas to be locked in all the time, and like and you see the situation that they in all around them. Like you can't expect them to be locked in all the time. So I feel you, but come on, son. But I mean, it's funny how DeRozan's saying that too, because he used to be on some funny shit when he was when he was in the Raptors when he was in Toronto too. But I'm gonna let that slide too. I'm gonna let that slide because they used to be doing some funny shit too. But yeah, I mean, I just like I don't even think that's like a big thing. I mean, like, yeah, I don't even think that's like a big thing. Maybe if you get some vets in your team and you start competing, and your coach will be on some bullshit, then maybe, yeah. But then, even when you start winning, some shit gonna let slide by. Like a lot of niggas say all the time, winning cures a lot. So like, I would like to see if Chauncey was saying that same thing if they was winning like I'll say 56 games, 58 games. Would you still have a problem with the young nigga posting his fucking dunk? Like damn near at halftime. If y'all was winning and y'all was killing teams, I would like to ask that question.
I mean, I get what Chauncey's saying about professionalism. You want to be locked in with your teammates, opposed to, trying to fancy what the internet is saying. You know what I mean? I mean, you were
Yeah.
down by 18. That's the biggest part that I don't want y'all to miss. But go ahead, easy, pass it to Lee.
Ah, yeah, at least know you got that shit. Take the rock, my nigga. Fuck, I ain't holding
All
nothing
right,
against.
all right, yeah, yeah. I feel what Chauncey is saying, and I feel what a lot of y'all are saying, but the reality is like with some of these young players, most of these young players is in the locker rooms today with a lot of dudes that almost the same age as them. If you look at some of these teams, bro, like a lot of these teams is remotely around the same age, or like same age group, like maybe 1 or 2 years separated from each other, bro. Like we just had a team win a championship, and the average age was like what 26 or 27 or something like that. So like the reality is, if you don't got no vets in your
But
locker
that
room,
was an
bro.
anomaly, my brother.
Yeah, no, no,
You're
it,
crazy.
it was no, and I'm not saying that it wasn't, but I'm saying the league is getting younger and younger and younger as the years go on, and the vets that used to surround the locker room, and there used to be like one young dude or two young dudes up in there. That's not a thing anymore. That's more of a thing of the past. I mean, a lot of these vets today. I mean, let's just call it what it is. They all, like a lot of them still looking out for themselves. You know what I'm saying? The vets today are the LeBrons, the KDs, the Kyries, and all of these dudes from the 2010s. They still looking out for themselves, bro. They did crazy shit when they was young. They did. I mean, not the borderline of that, but I mean, it really they didn't have nobody to check them, and ain't nobody gonna check these young dudes in the locker room with that. I mean, but salute to Chauncey for for putting that out there and telling me, yo, you gotta take that shit down. I remember that story that he told when he was on show with Mello and everything, bro. Like, so I'm like salute to him, but it's funny how Mello, DeMar DeRozan, and them was on the podcast looking at that shit like they ain't never do no crazy shit, man, in their young days, bro. I'm like, come on, bro. Like y'all niggas got some nerves. You know what I'm saying? I remember when y'all I
Nice.
remember
You
when
know what? No, I'm with you, bro. But I just want to get back to what y'all was saying because I had showed y'all that, but y'all was having an interesting conversation about since Easy had asked, what was the league minimum, and it was 25, 26 when I looked it up. Last season, the Brooklyn Nets averaged 25.
Nigga, oh my God, my nigga. Go
What?
back up, my nigga. Don't do that. Don't even
The,
start
the
from the
league
fucking
minimum or
bottom.
what? What we talking about?
We talking about the average assists in the league.
Almost fucking died just now, my nigga. Hold on.
The
Almost
league
died just
minimum in
now.
assists.
No,
No, no. What I'm
hey,
saying
hey,
is, what part? Hold on. But what I'm just let me bring context to what we talking about. I'm saying that for us to focus on this many playmakers in this year's draft, that
this
means
nigga
we
said
going
we
that
gonna
we
have 27 assists. He looking to see 27 assists per game from his team. 27, my
by
nigga.
the end of the season.
My
Bro,
nigga, do you see where
I ain't gonna
27
lie, bro.
ranks?
Like the target that you putting on the
All
backs
right,
of these
hold
young
on.
players,
All right,
bro,
so
is
hold on.
kind
Do
of
you think y'all
unrealistic,
think
bro.
we stay at 24? Y'all think we stay at 25 assists a game?
I think the ball moves a lot more. Like if we watched it, this is why you can't go gauge off of stats. I think the ball moves a lot more, and we much more paceful. Whether we scoring or not, that's a different question. Because in order to get the assist, bro, like somebody has to pass the ball to somebody, and they have to score. Now, how we getting these assists and how we moving? If we make an attempt to move the ball
After
and
the
get open
game control.
shots, oh my god.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, man.
I just lost
we
track of
gonna
what
Talk
the
to
fuck
me.
I was saying, bro. Hold up. If we moving the ball and if we getting open looks and if the offense is fluent enough, we can make steps towards that direction. But we gotta do one step at a time. Start to rebound the ball, move the ball. Like make sure you got somebody to laser the ball up the court, man. Whether it's a Jaeger, whether it's a Nola Trayor, whether it's Danny Wolf, bro. Like they all willing passers. Make sure you have somebody in the game at all times that could chain link it and have the
Listen,
ball movement.
listen.
If
What?
we're doing that, hold on, let me finish. If we're
Go ahead.
doing that, that makes a more steady offense and that keeps the defense on their heels and on their toes. I would rather that as opposed to it. Now, if we not scoring off that, then that's a whole different ball game. But you do need to move the ball. That's what we're
Okay.
trying
Now,
to do.
now I understand. Now, when y'all say that, this is why I'm getting to specifics. We're gonna go to easy, and then I'm gonna ask Ice too. We averaged 25 assists, 25.2 assists last season. Y'all think 27 is too much to ask? That will put them in the top 10. Okay, all right. But let's find the median. Well, like, if we focus in on player development, playmaking? Who should we? What should we expect next season? Easy.
Exactly the same thing you're looking at right here. The same fucking thing you're looking at right here. Expect 24 to 28.
Is that shabby? Is that shabby?
Yeah, no. Fucking shabby. No. What? Nigga, you better
So
accept
so
this
you
shit
would
right
be
here.
impressed with such a thing?
Yes. Bro, okay, hold on. Real quick, right? Real quick. All right, because we looking at last season, right? And we all was here for last season, right? So let's take a look back at last season. Cam Thomas didn't play too much of the season. Nick Claxton was out and stuff like that. We still moved the ball. Dennis Schroeder was doing great things for us. Cam Johnson took a good leap for us. DFS was playmaking a little bit on a small level.
Who?
L- DFS on a small level,
I
small
thought you
level,
said
small level.
DFS. That's a goddamn lie.
I said small level.
It
I said
just,
small. I
You
said
mean like
small.
he was getting half assist per game?
He was getting the hockey assist. He was getting the hockey assist. The shit that don't
Hockey
he's not
assist.
gonna get the
Okay. All right. I guess.
he not gonna get the credit for that shit. But like I
No,
said,
I
my nigga,
respect the hockey
small.
assist.
Small level. I didn't go crazy. Small. There's even games Shake Milton came in and got assists for us, and in a certain type of way, we was playing above our heads in a way. If these young kids come in with basically no veteran leadership and have to make this shit from scratch, and they could keep us where we're at, yes, I'm happy with that. Now, the problem is going to be if we drop all the way down to Houston and Orlando levels. That's going to be dangerous right there, my nigga, because that means our offense ain't moving for shit. Cause look at all the bottom teams. Just look at all the bottom teams. All of their
Yeah, look at
offenses
them.
struggle. But real quick, just look at
Struggle.
them. All of their offenses struggle, my nigga. We know Orlando. They struggle from the three, and when Paolo and Franz was hurt, they struggled to create offenses. Even when one of them was on the court, they have to do a lot. Houston, we know they struggle with offense. They have to get it off. They have to get it out the mud. Backboard, second chance rebound and shit like that. Philly, they was fucked up. They was throwing all type of shit together. That shit didn't make no type of fucking sense sometimes. Quentin Grimes want to get paid off that bullshit. Yo, Portland, they was all over too. Certain people got hurt. Key people got hurt. That was their offensive scores, but it wasn't like they had a whole playmaking thing going on. The same thing, it was really like their defense was showing out. Charlotte, same fucking thing, except in a different type of way. Niggas kept on getting hurt. Their offense took a fucking step back. Washington is a shit ton of ton fuck. That's what's going on over there, bro. All of those offenses are fucked. If we could keep afloat, I'm happy with that. If we drop down there, goddamn, nigga. God fucking damn.
All right, so look, the reason why we having this conversation for the most part is that you can see obviously the winning teams in the NBA are better at assists, but that's not always true. Atlanta, they wasn't that good. Chicago wasn't that good. San Diego, they was, that's a health thing more than anything. But Indiana is up there in the top five. Toronto, Golden State, Memphis, Phoenix, Cleveland. Now, this is why every it's not 100% accurate. All of these top teams, all of them weren't good. Toronto wasn't good. Say what you want about Phoenix wasn't really good in my opinion. Um, you know, but Ice, what you got on this, man? What do you feel about the narrative of the better teams in the NBA
Yo,
leading?
real quick. It's not about the team. It's about their offense. Because
Right.
the assist is really the offense. So how they offense run. So if you go and look at a team like Chicago, they would you got Josh Giddey distributing the rock. And if you know about Chicago offense, they was chucking up them threes. They was one of the like if you go to the 3 point like attempt, they was one of the leading teams in that shit, if not the leading team in that. They probably just be right behind the Celtics. So like shit like that. Toronto, they had Emmanuel quickly moving the rock and shit like that. So like you gotta look at some bad teams and be like, why are you here? But you have to look at the offense and then you'll get a better understanding. Okay, they was trying to maximize possession, so they getting the ball up like before the 10-second mark. So they're not even waiting to 8 seconds in the shot clock. So shit like that gonna add up. You gotta look at their offense. Atlanta, Trey Young distributing the rock. Trey Young alone averages like fucking like 11 assists. Dyson Daniels averages like 4. Jalen Johnson averages like 7. Off rip right there, yeah, 20.
Okay.
Yeah,
Keep cooking, easy. Whoopig said facts. Easy. Talk shit, bro.
yeah. Easy talking
Nah, that's
fact.
all I'm saying. If you just look at the teams, because like San Antonio and shit like that, like I know like 'cause we have to look at the stats. When you use the stats, you have to know what you're attributed to. So assist is going to the offense. You can't consume the whole team unless you want to look at their whole dynamic of how they run their team. But you have to just limit it to offense. I can't include the defense side, and I can't include too much when we're just looking at baseline assist. The assist you have to look at how they play. Like even Cleveland, you would think Cleveland will be top five because they started moving the rock, but then they 27 and the highest team is Denver at 29. You know why Denver 29? The big man is moving the rock. Jamal Murray, second option, can move the rock. You got Aaron Gordon, he's great too. Christian Brown started coming into his own. Yeah, Westbrook coming off the bench and giving you great production off the bench. Like you have to look at things like that. See, like next year, that thing could change dramatically. Now Denver could be number one. Next year, they could end up at being like number 8, but they might be more productive on offense, even though their assist number went low. That's why I'm saying we could look at the baseline box score number, like, oh, this team averaged 25 assists. Me, for this team right here, if these young guys with no veteran leadership and they have to make shift their offense, because to be honest, you could take some things from last year But even then, you have to switch it up because you have a whole different type of personnel, a whole different type of young kids, and a whole different type of skill set. So the offense might change on a dramatic level. So if these young kids could come in and stay afloat and even rise, I'm happy with that, bro. Because if that's what we talk about, everybody on the team is a chain link passer and connective passer, then I expect them to stay afloat. If they drop to Orlando levels, at that point you have to look at the offense, be like, okay, something's not right here.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. What you got? You got something on that ice?
Yeah, I agree with Easy because the thing that we wanted to improve on was the pace, and we like 27th or something like that in pace. But a lot of the teams that was good, that was in the playoffs, they have high pace and they have high assists for the most part. Not everybody. There's some bad teams with, but when you got both, that means you have found something that works. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Chicago on there, I don't even know if the stats I was looking at was right. But I seen Chicago, I seen a couple bottom teams, but they found a system that works with their players that they're getting high assists and they pace is high. So I agree with Leaf too, because Leaf has to do with how you play and the pace of the game. So if like Easy said, if you keep your pace, I mean your assist there, and you work your pace up, that means you have found something. If you drop down, that means you lost something, and you got to go back and find out what it is that's not right. Like Easy saying, it's correct. You shouldn't drop down from that if you added more passes, even though they're younger. But you got more guys to move the ball immediately and quicker. You know what I'm saying? These guys are not supposed to hold the ball. That's what they do best. So you're supposed to get better shots with these guys in quicker offense, but the pace is where you want to pick it up and balance that out, and then you can figure out what you're missing from there. So I agree with Easy and Leaf.
Nah, I feel you. Listen, at the end of the day, my thing is, I know you can't just say, look at it and say in whole general consistency without exceptions that you know that's the way you win. But in the modern NBA, that's what I see. You know what I'm saying? I see that, being the teams that know how to facilitate are more the winning teams, That being said, another thing that I think is interesting is the fact that the Brooklyn Nets, they already got articles talking about 2026 already. Like they're already talking about 2026. They're already talking about, targeting the top 3 in 2026. So regardless of what
Top
we
three.
saying, there's big media saying that, there's gonna be, the Brooklyn Nets won motion with 2026 draft. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
just think
Easy.
that's interesting. You know what I mean? Like,
Easy. They already got us ranked top 3 in all the mock drafts right now. You know what I'm saying? Some got us 1,
what?
some got us 2, some got us 3. Like immediately, as soon as the rankings came out, we was in top 3, and that's why fans getting excited because it's saying like Cam Boozer, you know what I mean, and shit like that, or AJ, or it switches up. So that's already started. Once this draft is over, that's the next thing that you know what I'm saying. That's in line. You know what I'm saying until the season starts.
Yo, so people don't learn their lessons. So you, you bought some hot food, you bought some hot pizza, and you automatically put your mouth on it, and you burnt your tongue, and now you came back 3 days later, your tongue healed up, you see hot pizza, and now you about to do the
Yeah,
same thing over and burn your fucking tongue again. Ain't no way people believe in this shit again, yo. Ain't no way,
they do.
yo.
They
Ain't
do.
no way. Nah, man. There
Yeah.
gotta be something wrong,
It's,
son.
it's everywhere. It's everywhere right now. That's what it is right now. You know what I mean?
God damn. But yo, matter of fact, go ahead, Breeze. You got something on the screen. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yo. Yeah, all right. If Breeze ain't gonna go, I'm gonna go. Go
Nah,
ahead.
I look. All right, I got you. Look, the Brooklyn Nets appear to be implementing strategy focused on securing the top pick in the 2026 NBA draft, widely considered to be a talented class. This involves prioritizing losing games to improve their draft lottery odds. The Nets seem to be actively rebuilding. according to Sports Illustrated. They have been described as entering 2025-2026 season as one of the league's youngest teams, reflecting their focus on the future. Already, bro. We still in the off season, and they, you know what I'm saying? They talking about targeting the 2026 draft. This strategy is heavily influenced by the belief that the 2026 draft class is particularly strong, potentially featuring 5 all-star, all-franchise caliber players. Darren Peterson, they number one, they mentioned him over AJ DeBonster, Cam Booz, and Nate Ament, and Mikal Brown. There is an expectation that the Nets will focus on acquiring one of the top 3 prospects in the draft. This is very early, bro. Very, very early.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. Man, it's because you fucking monetized now. Man, you know what? You know what, man? All right, fuck that, man. Yo, fuck Sport Illustrated, man. What the fuck they even talking about? All this shit is expectation and speculation, bro. Like, I can't even take these words. There is an expectation that the Nets will focus on acquiring one of these top 3 prospects in the draft. So you just gave us 5 names, and now I just went down to 3 names, and then there's an expectation. You gonna have to tell me who you talked to in the front office that said they are expecting to go heavy in this draft. Because all of this shit is just, at this point, Sport Illustrated is just us. They just got the name of Sport Illustrated behind them, but they just talking some bullshit while we having more in-depth conversation. Fuck all that bullshit, my nigga. I don't give a fuck. Bro, what does that mean if you ain't talk to nobody? We expecting the same thing. We would think you're gonna dive right back into the draft. But for some reason, we would think you'd use at least one of those 5 draft picks that you had in this draft to use to get some more capital in this draft. But you didn't do that. So at that point, we can't expect that shit right there. We're gonna need the organization to come out and at least give us a message and what they plan on doing for the next year and the years coming up. So all of this shit is just some fucking
Listen,
she say fucking about a she short fucking bullshit. I don't give a fuck about
listen,
none of that bullshit, bro.
listen,
This
listen,
shit got
listen.
me.
But
You
no,
gotta
no, no.
talk to
But
somebody. There's some bullshit right here.
listen. But
Bullshit.
no, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen. But the case in point is this is what it says: potential risks and challenges, impact on culture. Purposeful losing can negatively affect the optimism and development of young players and may damage the team's culture. Some argue that it creates a toxic environment. It negatively impacts team chemistry and fan engagement. Now that's a fact. If you want to just tell them that they should be losing games because you guys ain't enough to get it done, we got to make sure we go through this whole 82 game season and focus on a player that's, you know what I'm saying, that's not on the team yet that you might get. Yes, it has the risk of impacting the culture in a negative way, in a toxic environment. It does. Ice, you think they should do that? You think they should tank for that top 3 pick?
Hey, the word is not tank. They are going to compete. Yeah, I mean, they no tanking, but no, because that's what Sean Marks was saying. It doesn't. See, the thing, there's 2 ways that people look at it. Tanking doesn't guarantee a number 1, number 2, or number 3, right? But some people look at it, if you tank, you end up with the least you can do is top 5. But at the same time, if you get a top 5 and you don't get your guy, just because you're in the top 5 doesn't mean that you won't get the player you want. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean said player is going to change the franchise. If you're aiming for a player, you can only get lucky to get 1, 2, 3, whatever. You know what I'm saying? None of it, like I said, none of the tanking teams last time really got lucky like that. You know what I'm saying? That you knew immediately, like Utah. They got Utah name at the top of the all mock drafts right now. Utah, somebody else, Brooklyn. Right? And they just saying that they don't think this team is good enough. We're going to have a bottom record, so we're going to end up somewhere up there anyways. But I still think differently from the way Jordy coaches, that the word compete means that he's really going to compete. He's not going out there just throwing games just to throw games. He's going, you know what I'm saying? He's going to try to win games. And that's what he's going to try to do and not make it look all funky like Utah. You know what I'm saying? If we lose, we lose. That's what it is. But they don't, Sean Marks and them don't look at the draft like Utah looks at it. They say it's like buying a lottery ticket, basically. Wherever you end up, you end up. We can't really count on it. If we get lucky, we get lucky type shit.
Look, and then the next thing is say lottery odds. Despite the strategy, the lottery remains a gamble. The three worst teams only have a 14% chance of winning the number one pick. The last two season teams that made the play and won some. You know what I'm
Fact.
saying?
That's fact. That's what I'm saying. Just because you bad and somebody ends up what number? What is it? 8 on the plan? Is it 8?
Mhm.
8, 10, and whatever it is in the plan, and they get the number one pick. You did all that tanking for what? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, yo,
Ice Peep. Look, it also say NBA response to tanking. The NBA has taken steps to discourage tanking, including flattening lottery odds in 2019. The league has also issued fines to teams that intentionally rest healthy players. Commissioner Adam Silver has stated, yada yada yada, whoopty whoop. See what I'm saying? Like,
that's why I said they don't even like the NBA doesn't like a business looking bad. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get your team together by tanking, but that's not. They want you to compete. Like you said, like that side of the business, they want to handle that side of the business. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't worry about tanking. Y'all play our game. We figure it out when we figure it out, type shit. You know what I mean?
But
That's how they go about it. And you can't bet on just be losing and then you like, damn, we down at 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, go ahead.
but I think at the same time too, I mean, that's the cover the guys that the NBA give themselves when they give them a lottery. Because if you're just tanking and you trying to go for number one and you get mad because you don't get number one or two, I mean, it's a gamble, it's a lottery. That's why they get the protection right there. You shouldn't be throwing your whole organization down the shitter in hopes to get a number one pick. That's the protection that they like. That's like the disclaimer that they could give right there. Like it's a lottery, so even then, even if you thought you was trying to go for number one, you didn't have a guaranteed 100%. It's not like the NFL draft, like or NFL lottery. Like if you're the worst team, you're getting the number one pick. No, we put it into a lottery based system, so you're not always guaranteed a number one pick. You could tank for 5 years in a row. You could just get the number five pick all the time. So you shouldn't just be automatically dependent on that. But then that goes into a whole nother bigger situation about how a small market teams supposed to acquire great talent, especially if they're a small market team that's, I guess, in certain ways against the cap because they don't have too much money to be flexible in the NBA. So they have to worry about cap ramifications and second apron ramifications, luxury tax ramifications. So I mean like that 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 right there to me it starts to walk into a bigger situation that the NBA got going on for them. And then that goes right into like it could just start branching into a lot of different things. I ain't gonna hold you. So like I said, they use the lottery as the guys. It's the guys right there. But like how the shit said, yo, you tank all your fucking season, all of a sudden three playing teams that don't even have no business being in the lottery automatically get them spots right there. They're one, two, and three right in front of you, bro. So you gotta deal with that shit right there. That's some shit right there. I ain't gonna hold you.
I mean, it is what it is. My thing is, it just seemed like the general consensus is that the Nets missed on the draft, and y'all know me being big optimism, want to see what happens first. I'm from a show me state. I ain't afraid to put it on negative. I just know that far as getting the top three pick, that was what was desired. Jordy Fernandez, trust me, he wanted a top three pick. He went to Chicago hoping that he could get a top three pick. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get a top 5, 6, or 7th pick, and I think at the end of the day, that a lot of teams they get success off of having back-to-back drafts. So I think the Nets is just going to stick to the game plan. I don't know how they're going to play. I don't know how it's going to pan out. I do know that they got an elite scorer in Cam Thomas, and he should be part of it. And it just rolls the teams just to continue with the conversation of building a championship roster. There's different roles. You're gonna have an elite scorer. You might want to have an elite defender. You might want to have an elite rebounder. You definitely want to have the playmaking, but you can't have the playmaking without elite scoring. It won't work. 9 times out of 10, even with the OKC having multiple players that can score the ball, there were two dominant scorers on that team for the most part, and that was Shea and Jalen Williams. Night to night, it may change or vary between Shed and Williams, but for the most part, they had a system on how they ran their offense and they had the championship roster. That's why I'm using them as IE. And I'm saying that to say the shot creator in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was very vital to them being a championship team. If Shea was not a shot creator, that team does not win a championship. So to pretend like the Nets should scoff at shot creation and talking about a championship team is all wrong. And I won't allow it to happen, not on my watch. I'm gonna be kicking up dust, whether it be 1v20 or what. But at the end of the day, you can't tell me that part of the reason why OKC became champions is because Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is a shot creator. You can mention all of the other stuff around it, but if Shea was not a shot creator, if he wasn't averaging what he was putting up per points per game, we would not be in this conversation. He had to put up the numbers he had to put up to give space to those jump shooters to have a open jump shot. And I'm gonna tell you like this: that's the difference between Shea and Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons could get the same play Shea could get. I'm not trying to slight you, Ice. This is the same. Or Ben Simmons. I'm just saying they could get to the same places, but Shea is going to put up that shot, and he's going to get to the free throw line, and he's going to make that free throw shot. Ben Simmons will get there, and he'll look for the pass. We don't need you to pass. We need you to shot create. The significance of Shea being a shot creator and Ben Simmons not being a shot creator is because the defense knows Ben Simmons wasn't a shot creator. They can play the passing lanes, cheat on defense, and make the defensive play opposed to us making an offensive play. And even when they miss and he gets the pass to the player, they know that the pass is coming and they can contest the shot way easier than when Shea is having the defense gravitate towards him, giving his shooters open looks. That is basically what I'm saying. So if Diego and Ben Seraph is going to be able to give open looks for the 3-point shot because they are shot creators, when they get inside the 3-point line, like I don't expect Ben Seraph and Diego to shoot a bunch of 3-pointers. I expect them to play make once they get inside the 3-point line, but they have to. You cannot cheat that. You have to be somewhat of a shot creator. So yeah, to end the soliloquy, because I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna come back. If y'all got some content, again, it's the off season. If y'all got something y'all want to go live with, if y'all leave it up to me, I'm gonna probably do sports movies next stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna probably do sports movies. But
Yo,
that
real quick,
yeah.
real quick to Money Mike in the chat. Shea is not an A+ defender. I'm sorry to tell you that. One example I got is my boy Nemhard hitting that crazy ass step back on that nigga in the finals. Jesus fucking Christ, that shit is
Bruh,
gonna live
Nemhard
rent
would have
free.
crossed anybody up with that move, bro. Like,
Hey, but I'm saying, my nigga, he got hit with that shit, my nigga. He got hit for that shit, nigga. He got hit, nigga. That shit living rent free,
yo,
nigga.
no,
I ain't
I'm
gonna
not
hold
even
you.
mad at Shay for damn easy. You ain't taking it easy on him at all. He did
Yo,
cross him up, right?
yo, bro, I wasn't even
He had to
expecting
tie
that shit like that.
shoestrings after that,
Yo, to keep it a beam, my nigga, yo, that nigga came back. Yo, if we talk about that game, that nigga came right back down the court and tried to hit him with some next shit again. That shit just went airball, but that nigga tried to hit him again, bro. So all I'm saying, my nigga, hey, he ain't A+, my nigga. And then real quick, yo, to my nigga P1, yo, bro, you gotta put. I don't know what you on, but you gotta put something down. Ain't no way 2019 Ben Simmons taking this team to no fucking finals and winning the chip, my nigga. Ain't no way. You could pay attention to the finals if you want to. Just remember, they went through their WCF was in the second round, and they
huh?
barely got out that motherfucker.
Look how Wu Pick fixed that up for you real quick, Easy. He said Shea is an A+ off ball defender. You mentioned that Nemhard play, like, oh yeah, no, I meant off ball. Shout out to Wu Pick, shout out to the whole chat, shout out to Player One Money Mike, shout out to Ice and Easy for joining the panel. Y'all know I'm fan to clip up this show. I am gonna pull up again. I know that y'all probably thinking I won't, but I am gonna pull up again. And I'm saying, give me a few before I do. Nets fans is the best fans.